Okay, today is January 10th, 2023. I uploaded that thing from yesterday. Um, this is just the agent that picked up my case. It's him doing this to me. Dave was dating his daughter Michelle out of his area. Okay, retired Judge Pete's probably grandpa or uncle. Okay, then Will from the Freemason is probably, or Bill from the Freemason is Will Jr. and Alec or Alex's son or nephew. Okay. It's Michelle's family doing this. And they're mental. I want you to realize how mentally ill they are. Mentally ill. Mentally ill. Dave's trying to kill me, and I'm too stupid to realize it's him all the times of my life. He gets mad. He hits me with a board in the face and goes off and meets him on the third day. Okay? Ran into him in the store, offered him the 25 grand to kill me. It's an FBI agent. Why didn't you arrest him? Because he's a serial killer. He's going to get 25 grand out of this sucker. Find out what else he can get. So he kicks him, has his dirty friends kick in my door on the 6th day. I start waking up with bruises, getting sick, almost passing out, and I wasn't like that before. Then they lied. They had sodium pentothal reports and then admit they were date rape, drugging me. And in their stalking tapes, they were photoshopping shower scenes. People have already went to the police and they have confessed they did it. Okay? And they altered their tapes and their stalking tapes. He's very mentally ill. Okay? I am so upset anymore because, and that's what they want, but they're mentally ill and they're playing with me. Mentally ill. Now, when the case actually started, November of 18, they're walking around me in Walmart 62. Will found another way of making money out of the case. He's going to sell the login for $25 a pop, and then all these weird people have the case. Selling police information is 13 years. Conflict of interest is 1 to 10 and up to $1 million fine. Okay. All right. So let's see. Where do I even begin? My daughter-in-law, Dixie, said people were saying stuff to her. And I told her about when I was sick and how that occult leader, Harold Strange, with no education, no medical training, that where I had endometriosis, had all those surgeries, I went into remission, which 80% of the people do. Okay, after getting fibromyalgia. After you have all those surgeries, you get really sick for a while, you get the pain syndrome, the autoimmune thing, and how I went through all the pain management, got sick from it. And then I got with a doctor that just did pain medicine, and with movement, I went into the spontaneous remission that normally does with 80% of the people. Okay, it's common, but he's an uneducated occult leader. Okay, and he just made up where some guy's kid got killed in a traffic accident in the middle of me getting better. I had nothing to do with the traffic accident. His father-in-law just ran a stop sign with his son, and a semi hit him. It's a horrible traffic accident, but my whole family's at home. We had nothing to do with nothing. Where I was already getting better, a few months later, went all the way into remission. So he told everybody I was faking I was sick and faking I got well. Well, that man was grieving. He was telling it 15 years later, because he controls people with his lies, and they worship him like a god. And they're too uneducated to use Google. Okay? So, January 1st, 2023, I'm at Trinity Gospel Temple. Now they have sold the login. And they've been talking to the security guard and there and other people. They admitted that the agent that called me back after I called the hotline, that he's the one that told on me the night before, November 6, 22. They were talking about it in there. Okay? And, but January 1st, 2023, that he was telling everybody, he admitted he stole my money from the case, from the Protect Your Life case, and that he was teaching me a lesson for that pathetic Ron Vega. Pathetic. That his son had got killed in a traffic accident because his father-in-law ran a stop sign in 2003, May 3rd, 2003, and a semi hit him. It's unfortunate that it happened. Tyler was a sweetie and Phil was a lovely man, but in his ignorance, he ran a stop sign. A semi hit him. He's late for a church baseball game. Me and my family's at home. Brian Lady had to come tell us. And then in July, where I have been working with this doctor for like about 7 months of being on high doses of pain medicine, getting out, moving, um, walking around my house with and without braces, because I only had braces because my legs were swelling. My legs were swelling to the point my knees were popping out of place. I have an MRI report showing a 3-inch cyst of fluid right beside my knee. They would get in there and drain my knees about once a month and once every other month, and they would pull turkey bases of fluid out. My legs were swelling to the point they were enormous, and my feet were numb. And instead of pulling me off all the medication and trying to figure out which one's doing it, they just kept adding more medication. My heart got off, my thyroid stopped working, my adrenal gland stopped working because I'm so full of fluid. Basically, almost drowning. And like the one nurse I was talking to, you always blame the steroids because they gave me all these steroid injections for the fibromyalgia, the trigger points. But with all the medication you were on, hard telling which one was doing it and which one it was a combination of. It could have been either or. It's a medication error. And it caused all these side effects. So getting in with that doctor that just did high doses of pain medicine saved my life. Because it would have probably, my heart even got off. I ended up in the cardiac ward. I suffered greatly. I went through like 6-10 surgeries from the endometriosis and then other things being affected from it. Cut front and back, even my kidney went bad. And they had to repair the tube where it actually got kinked from a kidney stone during the middle of this. I had all kinds of surgeries. I had my appendix out, my gallbladder out, had different parts of my stomach repaired from those cysts bursting inside of it. Then I had 2 parts of a hysterectomy. And then different surgeries for stents putting in, and then the tube actually kinking, and then they had to go back in my stomach in scar tissue. They thought it was a tumor, and it was just scar tissue collecting. I suffered horribly, went into the pain syndrome of fibromyalgia, extreme pain. Then I got into pain management, put me on high doses of steroids, all these alternative drugs that I started swelling, and then my heart got off. Everything started to stop working. Got with this other doctor that just did pain medicine, got me off all the crazy medicine, and told me start slowly moving, and eventually 80% go into spontaneous remission within 2 years. I'm so bad, I'm so swollen, I thought I was gonna die. But sure enough, I got better, and I was getting better for months. I was up with those, I only wore the braces because my legs are so swollen, my knees are popping out of place. My legs are so huge, and my feet are numb from the swelling. My fingers are swelling. Okay? So, where I'm getting out moving. First month, he put me on the high dose of pain medicine. I barfed everywhere. But in between throwing up, I actually was getting better. I started toddling around the house where you're walking like this because your feet are numb. Okay? And then by the second month, I could drive my car. I got enough feeling in my legs and my feet. I could drive. I could drive. Do you know what happened after that? I could take myself to the store. I could drag myself around the store. I could do my own grocery shopping. I could do my own house cleaning. Started walking without the canes and just the braces. Sometimes I had no braces on and I tried to walk around the house and I fall. Sometimes I didn't. It matters how numb my feet were and how much swelling I had that day. As a matter of fact, the day where I've been working with this guy since like November, by May 3rd, when that horrible traffic accident of Phil Miller, Ron Vega's father-in-law, taking his son Tyler to a church baseball game, we're all at home working on our house. And Brian Laney shows up, and he told us that they had got killed in a traffic accident on the way up to a church baseball game where we're all working on my house. And I've been toddling around the house with just my braces on. Was walking outside with just them. There's, like I said, I've been working with, my kids had paper routes. I would pull myself around the paper route, doing slow physical therapy at my own pace. I was getting so much better. It was ridiculous. So, I went to their funeral, their long calling hours, where he had passed away. Come July, this minister shows up. Now, they kept telling me, you should go in spontaneous remission. You should have already done it. Here it is, going into 3 years, okay? And I've been working him for months. And it's like, why won't this kick out? And This minister prayed for me, gave me like this football lecture. You fight through the pain. You pray as you fight. You pull yourself. You do this. You do that. And you keep going. Gave me this big pep talk. Okay, the next day, I go for a long walk with my braces and canes while we're doing the paper route. Sometimes I'd drive. Sometimes I'd ride. Sometimes I'd get out and walk. And I'm out there and I'm pulling myself down the street. I'm down people's driveway, pulling myself. Again, the second day, third day, I'm trying to balance myself because with my feet being numb, you lose your balance. And so I'm out there toddling with my by the third day, I was trying it without my braces again and trying to get just balance where everything had been numb. I'm like, why won't this thing kick out? Fourth day, it finally happened. Now, did Ron Vega I do anything with Ron Vega's kid's death? No. Fell right in a stop sign. My whole family was home. Did he have anything to do with me going into spontaneous remission that happens to 80% of the people? No. The thing of it is it's spontaneous remission. You go into like post-traumatic syndrome of your body hurting from being hurt. And then you get all these knots in your muscles and you hurt some more, and then you get so tight, and then you get swelling, and then where they gave me all the medication errors, where they were giving me all this medicine, I started getting sick and worse. Got off of it. It took me months to get better, and then months of slowly moving around and pulling myself places and feeling back in my feet and getting that swelling out. Did he have anything to do with me going to remission? No. It happens 80% of the time on its own. Except for I had to fight with mine and fight for mine. That uneducated Harold Strange told everybody I was faking I was sick and faking I got well while he was grieving. It was 2 months later. Lisa had already said something before they died. Karen, you're finally getting better. I'm glad. We were friends as girls. Her mom would always come out and talk to my mom and talk to me. You're losing weight with you having all those surgeries and you got so big and swelling. We were all worried about you. I'm glad to see you're doing better. And then when it went in remission, they were actually happy for me at first. We're glad it finally happened. Till Strange lied. And they worship him like God. So, January 1st, 2023, where they told that security guard at Trinity Gospel Temple, that agent admitted he stole her money because she was faking she was sick and thinking she got well while he was grieving. It had nothing to do with nothing. That cult leader just made it up on me. Be like me saying Ron caused my endometriosis. He caused my heart to get off. He caused my kidney stones. That's mental illness. But you know how mentally ill they are? They had my one set of grandkids make up lies on me. Me games to pretend, knowing I was in police protective custody at one point. Okay? Knowing they sold the login and everybody knew it. Okay? They have been having people follow me around and act like it's them screaming from cars. And they live in Massillon. They go to Massillon School District. They live 15 miles from me. They live there for years. They have nothing to do with this. They told their mean games a giggle. Of course, it never happened. Of course, it wasn't true. We made it up like they told Flora in the basement on Thanksgiving of 18. Massillon Police, they're documenting me games to pretend. They're just mean jokes because they wanted to scare me into giving up the house for Auntie Sean Papa, the agent's daughter. He's the one that went and told on me the night before. He's running this big scam with his sick, mentally ill family, using voice-alternated recorders, trying to pretend they're kids. And my grandkids are 15 miles away. Just like they pretended they were my son Danny and Jen and had attorneys and were coming after me for a shower scene. They bragged it was a shower scene in the other room, and they knew nothing of somebody watching me. They knew nothing about a shower scene. They looked so shocked, as if you would do anything wrong. They would be lying. They've lied and pretended to be people. And it's that agent out of the area. He was in that store that day. Michelle's dad. For it's my daughter her husband dates. He met her in the Ravenna in a store. It's for my daughter they did all this for, and our family watching her doing this. It's Michelle's family. Young blonde girl, Faith Family Church, 19, 20 years old. My dad's FBI, he works the case. I date Dave. She was a peace sweater girl. The girl that showed up where I try to wear like a sweater with a dress. Because I used to work in businesses, and that's how I dress when I go to church if I don't have a client a lot of times. And I'm OCD. My sweater fell down. I went to flush the toilet, pushed it back up. Most people just wash their hands and arms and not think anything of it. But I'm OCD, so I took the sweater off and washed my hands and arms and got a new sweater. Showed up, and she wanted to see me on the toilet. Don't sit by her. She has a pea sweater on. Do you realize how illegal and big of a felony it is for her to watch me on the toilet? Huh? And then she's bragging she had me raped and she could have anybody raped. She's telling everybody about the case. They sold the login of the case by Thanksgiving of 18. They're walking around Walmart. Will came up with another idea how to make more money out of this case. He's going to sell the login for $25 a pop, and that's where all these weirdos say stuff to me. They admitted the November 6, 22, 10 o'clock in the morning, Trinity Gospel Temple. The agent that called her back is the one that told on her, and it was verified by an officer. And the lady's like, oh my Lord. November 24th, 22, where Eric on November 18th, 22 at Walmart 62, one of their sick friends, admitted it was his idea to come up with it, his idea to do it the tapes before. It was all him and not me. Ha ha ha. Inside Walmart 62 between 2 and 6 p.m. November 18th, 22. Between 2 and 6 p.m. right by the hair salon entrance. Below a camera with audio and one in the hair salon. Bragging out how it was all him in a big stunt for people to turn on me. Well, the nurse at Mercy Medical, where I had food poisoning on November 24th, 22, admitted, I think, to the Lady Canton officer, if not, it was another officer, that they heard that Eric make fun of these people, fun of them for falling for this, and it was all him, and nobody should say a word to me. They're saying, well, you know, that agent that bullied her into saying she was lying, and she wasn't. I found out those men ran experiments on her, and she better not have permanent damage. And nobody's ever said anything bad about me. This is how sick that family is. They're mentally ill. They pretend to be people to extort money out of them, and they're embezzling from the Witness Protection Program. See, he opened that case so he could steal from the government and then ran this big scam and pretended to be people. For people to help out in this and embezzle money from them. He's very, very mentally ill, and so is his family. January 5th, 2023, Macy's. I'm in there, and the lady said they tape an audio throughout that store by the dresses. That agent knew better than pick up that case. His daughter had been dating her husband for a long time. He better be finding her money, and these people better never, ever open their mouth against her again. Michelle's family's not funny. Someone needs to get down here and help. He's a serial killer.